Now Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, "Are you the king of the Jews?" And Jesus said, "It is as you say." And while he was being accused by the chief priests and elders, he gave no answer. And Pilate said to him, "Don't you hear how many things they testify and witness against you?" And Jesus did not answer to him with regard to even a single charge. And the governor was quite amazed and marveled greatly. Now at that feast, the governor was used to letting go free for the multitude any one prisoner that they wanted to set free. And they were holding at that time a notorious prisoner called Barabbas. And when therefore they were gathered together, Pilate said to them, "Whom do you want me to release for you? Barabbas or Jesus, who is called Christ?" And they cried, "Barabbas." And Pilate said to them, "Then what shall I do with Jesus, who is called Christ?" And they all said, "Let him be crucified." And Pilate said, "Well, why? What evil has he done?" But they kept shouting all the more, saying, "Let him be crucified, let him be crucified." And when Pilate saw that he was accomplishing nothing, but rather that a riot was starting, he called for water and took it and washed his hands in front of the multitude and said, "I am innocent of the blood of this righteous man. You'll have to see to it yourselves." And all the people answered and said, "His blood be on us." And then they said the most horrible thing that I can imagine that a parent would ever say, whether this was right or wrong or not. "And upon our children." Why? Why wasn't it enough for them just to get their job done? It would have been over by the time their children were grown. It would have been history. But all the history they didn't understand. Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus to the praetorium and gathered the whole Roman cohort around him. And they stripped him and put a scarlet robe on him. And after weaving a crown of thorns, they put it on his head, and a reed or stick in his right hand. And they kneeled down before him and mocked him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" And they spit on him, and they took a stick and beat him on the head where they had put the crown of thorns, driving them deeper into his brow and his skull. And after they'd finished mocking him, they took his robe off, the scarlet one, and they put his own garments on him, and they led him away to crucify him. Now from the 6th hour, darkness fell over all the land until the 9th hour. And about the 9th hour, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, saying, "Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani," which is translated, "My God, my Father, my Abba, why hast thou forsaken me?" And Jesus cried out again with a loud voice. He was still alive. He didn't fight it anymore. And he gave up his spirit. And behold, the veil of the temple was torn in two from the top to the bottom, and the earth shook, and the rocks were split, and the tombs were opened, and many bodies of the saints who'd fallen asleep were raised. Now, the centurion and those who were with him, keeping guard over Jesus, when they saw the earthquake and the things that were happening, they became very frightened and said, "Truly, this was the Son of God." And Joseph took the body and wrapped it in a clean linen cloth, and he laid it in his own new tomb, which he had cut out in the rock. And he rolled a huge stone against the entrance of that tomb, and he went away. Now late on the Sabbath day, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to look at the grave. And behold, a great severe earthquake had occurred, for an angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled away the stone and sat down on it. And his appearance was like lightning, his garment as white as snow. And the guards, they shook for fear of him and became like dead men. And the angel answered and said to the women, "Fear ye not, do not be afraid, for I know that you seek Jesus, who has been crucified. He's not here. He's risen.